Hey guys, it's Ashley with Country View Monograms. Thanks so much for joining us again today. If you're new here, I am the owner of 2 Etsy embroidery shops that I do full-time from home, in addition to being a stay-at-home mom. So today I'm going to bring you along with me as I'm working on orders. We're getting a very early start this morning. It is just after 5 a.m. on a Thursday, and the days I work, I usually do try to get up pretty early, usually between 5 and 5:30. So we're getting an early start, and I'm going to sit here and print off new orders and get things organized. And then I'm actually going to take my laptop upstairs with me to our living room and sit down and set up all the files that I'm going to need for today. I find with running 3 embroidery machines that I need to have my files set up ahead of time to make the most use of my time. So I'm going to, while everyone else is still sleeping in the house, I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. So that way I'm not making any excessive noise that may wake anyone. So I will pick you guys back up here in just a little bit. So it is 8:30 now. I'm just now making it down to the office. So getting another late start, even though I actually was up and started early. Struggling to get motivated today. So I'm going to do all the things to try to get myself going, motivated, and let me know down below what you guys do to get yourself motivated. I'd love to hear any suggestions. So what I usually do is I pick something that I actually enjoy doing for my list. I have a couple test stitches to do today for some new items coming to one of the applique companies. I test stitch for them. I used to do a couple other of the applique companies, but I had to cut back when I had my daughter. So I have a couple of those to do today, and I love doing that because I get to use 100% my creativity on those designs. So I'm going to get those started to start with. Hopefully that'll get me going and get my creativity running. And then I'm going to drink my caffeine right here, and then probably also turn on some YouTube, maybe watch a live replay of someone working or some of the other people's applique businesses, like work with me motivation type videos. I love watching those, and I hope you guys enjoy that from me as well. But I love watching them, and I'm gonna go ahead and play a couple of those. Just like I said, try to get myself motivated, going, pick something I actually like to do, drink some caffeine, and see if we can actually get going this morning. I have I think 12 birthday shirts that need to ship today and tomorrow, and then 20 jackets. So nothing too major, but I only have today to finish those. So I'm going to try to get those done, and I may have to work later today than normal to get that done. But let's get going and see what we can get accomplished. All right, so it's a little bit later. It's like 9:30 now. I have everything cleaned up in here, prepped, and I'm going to get started. I've got 3 test stitches that I need to get done today. One is a bean stitch, like 4th of July type design. One is a birthday design, and the other one's a monogram. So 3 totally different things, but all need test stitched. And then these are 2 others that I did. Just a little star balloon and a patriotic rainbow. I actually really love this one. And like I said, I'm going to do a bean stitch one and a birthday and then a monogram. So I'm going to get those started real quick. few quick words on these bean stitch designs. I'm going to be honest, bean stitch is not my favorite. I much prefer like satin stitch or at least zigzag. But one of the things you want to keep in mind when you're doing bean stitch is you do actually want to leave a little bit of a border around your stitching. And then the other tip that I've learned in several applique groups from people that do a lot more of these than I do is to use a dark contrasting thread color on your design. So like I use navy on all of these. I'm used to doing satin stitching or at least zigzag, where I'm used to matching my thread color to my fabric color. And this is one of those things you actually want to do the opposite. So it stands out, there's contrast, and you can see it a little bit more. So there you go, that's the finish of this. Like I said, I have serious mixed feelings about bean stitch. They're really not my thing, but it seems to be the popular trendy thing right now. So I am going to try this. I'm going to heat press this since I did use glitter HTV. So make sure it's nice and adhered and not going to rip away from those stitching. And give it some wash wears on my own little girl and see what I think. I don't really think it saves time. If you guys want me to go in detail in a video on bean stitching, I can, and why I'm not a big fan. I know that's an unpopular opinion right now, but I still prefer my satin stitches over this any day. So the next test stitch I'm going to do is a floral birthday design, and I do not have an order for it. I don't really have a need to put it on a shirt for my own daughter. She's already one. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch it out just on a piece of fabric. Again, unpopular opinion, I don't use the interlock knit. I actually use white flannel. This is just the cheap white flannel that you can get at Joann's. Nothing special to it. I just find that it folds up a little bit neater, like, and stays where you fold it, and it's a little bit thicker to start with, and you're never going to know the difference when you're taking photos of it just folded. So nice little tip. It probably doesn't work out to be a lot cheaper since it's a smaller piece of fabric. It's not as wide as the interlock knit, but I like flannel instead of the interlock knit. I do use the interlock knit if I have some and I buy it or I find it on sale really cheap, but flannel's my preference. So when I was getting my gold out, the gold glitter material, I remembered that, only because I saw it, that I have this pretty rose gold. It's like embroidery vinyl. I actually prefer glitter HTV, but this stuff isn't bad. It just makes the shirt a little heavier. And it's a little harder to trim, but I don't have, and I've never found a good thread match for these rose golds, so I haven't used them yet. I think I really want to. I'm wondering if this super light champagne color might do okay with it. Like, not be super matchy, but look good with it? I don't know. You guys have a rose gold that, not metallic thread, just like regular embroidery thread, any brand, honestly, that you think would match these pretty rose gold, let me know. I would love any suggestions. I haven't found one yet that I like. So I paused the stitch out so I could show you what it actually looks like. It's definitely not a match, but I kind of like it together, so I'm going to go ahead and let it finish stitching out. And then I'm going to bring you guys over to my other machine and show you that even though I've been doing this for 10 years, I'm not perfect. I just made a major boo-boo, and we're going to see if we can pick out a bunch of stitches. So on this design, all the text is supposed to be navy. I manually changed it earlier so it would pull navy from the second spool instead of the first, and because I didn't want to change that when it was already right there. But then I had to, I stitched it out of order. I didn't realize it was doing that at the time, and I had to go back into the design and start it again, and it did not remember that I told it to use needle number 2 with the navy thread, so it started stitching this in red, and thankfully it unthreaded itself, and that's the only reason it stopped. Otherwise it would have had the whole text in red, but it's already got a word and a letter. I'm gonna see if I can get that picked out of there. On this style jacket, that's incredibly difficult, and see if we can get that fixed. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to order a whole new jacket. That took me like 30 minutes, but I was able to pick all that little tiny stitching out. I think the jacket's okay. I don't think I got a hole in it. So the real test is going to be stitching out the text again on that same spot in the correct color. Sometimes that's when you're going to see the holes pop up, but I'm going to go ahead and try it and make sure it looks okay. I'll double check it and everything, hold it up to the light, make sure we don't have any like non-visible holes. I always like to try to save these, but I would never want to send something out to my customer that actually is subpar. So I'm going to double check it after it's done stitching and see where it's at. So that looks like it actually turned out pretty well. I don't see any obvious holes, but I'm going to hold it. I'm going to take this out of the hoop and hold it up and make sure I don't see anything after it's unhooped. So I think I actually managed to pull it off this time without getting a hole in there. It actually looks perfect. I've held it up to the light. I can't see anything. I just cut away the extra, I had put an extra piece of tearaway, or I'm sorry, poly mesh and tearaway on the hoop when I stitched out the name, just to give it that little extra stabilization. Looks pretty good. So I know there's a tool out there called the Peggy Stitch Eraser. I don't have it, and I always talk myself out of buying it because I don't want to need it, I guess. I look at the price tag on it and it's really not that bad. I should probably just buy it. And if it actually works as they say it does, it probably save me a lot of time on the occasions that I do need it. I mean, I don't pull stitches out, but I don't know, once a month maybe? I don't. It's always hit or miss. Sometimes I don't do it for a long time, and then other times I feel like I do it several times a week. So it's infrequent, but it probably would save me a lot of time, which time is money, so maybe I should make the investment. But if you guys have that and you like it, let me know. Let me know what you think of it. Does it actually work? Can you keep it in the hoop to do it? Let me know all the things, and maybe I'll get one and try it out for you guys. So while I was spending so much of that time picking out stitches, I finished up this birthday sample. So I'm going to add that to my stack over here to photograph. And then I started the monogram, which it's actually super hard to see. I probably should have done the tack down in maybe a more contrasting color. Well, it's zigzag, I can't. But it's going to be hard to see. But I got to trim this out, and then I love this tie-dye. I hope this comes out as pretty once it's cut out. So I'll show you guys what that looks like when it's done. So that actually wasn't as bad to trim as I thought it might be. It took me like 4 to 5 minutes. But the thing is the total stitch time on this monogram, since it's going to be a zigzag finish, is 12 minutes. So that actually is a super, super fast design. And I think I'm going to start adding these in both girls and women's sizes to my shop. So these next couple items I'm going to hoop up and embroider are going to be a couple t-shirts using our Mighty Hoop with the Durkee frame, or not the Durkee, the Mighty Hoop station and the Mighty Hoop frames. And I have recently posted a video on how to use that station to monogram left chest shirts. So I'm going to try to link that for you. And then I also am going to do 2 monogrammed baseball caps. And I've also done a video on that just very recently, so I'll try to link that one when I do that as well. And that's using the Durkee cap hoop. Every time I use either of these, I get a ton of questions. So I wanted to show you guys specifically in those other videos how to use them. So I hope that's a help. And if you haven't viewed those already, go ahead and go check those out. And let me know if there's any other tools that I'm using that you would like a separate video on in detail, and I'd be happy to do that. So I finished up both of the monogram shirts. They're just white long sleeve shirts. This customer is actually a repeat customer. She's bought several in the past and came back and bought 2 more. And then the other 2, the caps. And I'm just going to clean these up real quick. So all I do is I pick the tape off that I hold the brim down, and then I just pull out a good portion of the excess tear away. Caps are one thing that I actually do not use cutaway. Most items I would recommend cutaway, but caps and tote bags, I do not. I feel like with the material that they are, it's not necessary. But that's a personal preference. If you like using cutaway on it, then that's fine too. just like that. And then these specific hats have this little piece of cardboard that come with them, and I just stick it back in there to help protect them when they're shipping, and then just kind of fold it back. So 2 identical ones are ready to go out. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us today. So the jackets that you just saw me fold up all nice and neat, I'm going to go ahead and package off camera just so I can do so nice and quickly. Kind of running out of time to get to the post office today. It's already 2:40 and I need to be there around 3, or at least leave my house by 3. So I've got to package those up real quick. I did not get through as much as I needed to today. I got 1 kid's shirt ready to ship. A bunch of samples though and testers, so that's good. I got those done. Haven't photographed them yet. I need to do that still. And then I got through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 orders. I still probably have 10 kids shirts and 10 jackets I'm gonna have to work on either this evening or tonight after my daughter's in bed, or try to get done tomorrow during nap time. That's hard. Fit all that in during nap time. So I definitely struggled with motivation today. I'm just feeling real with you guys. It happens. In a normal circumstance, honestly, I would probably just taken the day off and came back refreshed tomorrow and, you know, started the orders. But I only had childcare 1 day this week, and that was today. So I had to get as much done as absolutely possible. I've done a few things here and there earlier in the week just to stay afloat and try to utilize like nap times and things like that. But today was my day that I could really focus on orders all day. So had to go ahead and push through the lack of motivation. It happens to all of us. I love what I do, but some days I just want to throw in the towel and go sit down and not embroider. So I do try to work more on days that I really am motivated and I really love doing it, and then try to take it easy on days that I just don't want to do it. And that's the beauty of working from home. That's the beauty of having your own business. Huge benefit. But like I said, I only had today to get stuff done, so I had to push through and do just as much as I absolutely could. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was motivating. Even though I wasn't super motivated today, I hope you guys got something out of this. I've got a ton of new tutorial type videos planned, and I'm trying to get at least one of those out a week for you guys. So if you have anything specific you'd like to see, please leave that in the comment below. Also, if you would like to see us go live sometime, let us know what times work for you. It would normally for us probably be daytime hours. So like lunchtime, probably from 12 to 2 on a weekday, or I can do anytime on either Thursday or Friday, not both, but either or, depending on the week. So let me know if any of those work for you guys, and I'm going to try to get something scheduled. I look forward to talking and seeing you all, and hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate all the new subscribers, and I hope we have been an inspiration and a motivation and helped you learn some new things about embroidery. All right, guys, until next time, bye.